More than 13,000 interested parents, over 4,000 appointments booked, and over 1.2 million cash collected in 2025 alone. All from this exact tutoring system that I'm gonna break down for you in this video. Most tutors hear this and think, well, I've run ads before and they didn't really work, or that you have to spend like insane amounts of money for them to actually work. But that's not really the case. You see, I've helped tutors with tiny ad budgets and no real audience and only like 2 hours a week to film content, still generate daily inquiries and consistent high-paying clients with this process. Dozens have already went from zero to consistently hitting 10K per month with no audience at all. And this is across every single subject you can think of: SAT, GCSEs, A-levels, 11+, English, chemistry, and everything else. The strategy that I'm about to go over works with every single subject. It's all about creating a system that has the right parent reaching out to you instead of the other way around. And today I'm about to show you exactly how to create that system that consistently fills your calendar with new interested parents, positions your marketing to attract only the top clients who are willing to pay top dollar for your service, how to use the 3 different types of ads that every single tutor should have, and how to analyze your numbers so that you know exactly when to pour more gas on the fire and what to tweak. Now let me be clear, ads on their own aren't enough. You need an entire funnel that's actually optimized to nurture, increase trust, and consistently convert parents into clients. That's exactly what makes this whole system so profitable. But getting people to actually know that you exist is just step 1 of the whole process. And listen, if you're watching this and you're already thinking, how could this apply to my tutoring business and my subject? Just click on the link in the description of this video and you can schedule a call with my team to go over exactly that. The first thing we need to do is get clarity on who we're gonna advertise to and what we're gonna advertise. So list out every single thing that you can tutor and select the one that has in the past had the most demand, that was the easiest for you to tutor, and that ideally has some pain associated with it. For example, the SAT exam or the A-levels or the GCSEs, they're all exams and students are very anxious about the exam coming up because they don't know how good they're gonna actually do. Meaning they now have a problem, meaning you can now solve this problem and charge people to solve it. And they're gonna happily pay you to solve that problem because, like I said, there's a lot of anxiety around those exams. Another thing you need to do is you need to just pick one exam or one subject. You don't wanna be a generalist. If you start the ad with, I tutor English, math, science, nobody's gonna stick around. Nobody's gonna believe you that you can actually get results either. Because people want specialists. People believe that if you only do one thing and you focus yourself on that one subject or exam, that you're gonna be more likely to get them the results. So that's gonna be the first reason why most tutoring ads just don't work. They are mostly broad, they are not clear on who they wanna target, and they're not clear on what they deliver. Here's the exact ad formula that we're gonna be using. We have 3 different ads for top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. So the first 4 top of funnel are going to be action-driven ads. So here you need to create instant attention with the purpose that attention will result into an inquiry. So essentially here we just want to get new people to be aware that we want to exist and what type of services we offer. And then when we move into middle of funnel, here we actually want to educate these people. We want to address a deep pain point that they have because they're going to resonate with that pain point and they're going to interact with the ads that call out their pain points, resulting in a highly educated and engaged qualified leads. And then last is going to be credibility driven ads. We need to make sure that these people are aware that we can actually get results. Now, there's only one way to really do this. You need to showcase that you've gotten results in the past. It's also great to go over exactly how you get those results so it makes sense, but testimonials are really king here. You can't beat proof. So if you have any proof, you've probably tutored some students in the past, call them up, get them to film a video testimonial for you. This is gonna make everything easier. And again, people are just gonna trust you more if you can prove that you've done the thing that you're advertising before successfully, right? See, most people believe that ads are risky and that you can lose a lot of money. And in a lot of cases, that is true. So I understand exactly where that comes from. And you've probably heard some horror stories of wasted ad spend. And most people actually see it as gambling. And the main reason behind that is that most people either want boost posts, which just get you likes and views and never any money. And second is that they don't actually have a structured system, right? Like we talked about right here. top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. Get attention, nurture and educate that attention, and then last step is to convert that attention. Most people just want to convert right away. So here's exactly how we make these three types of ads: action-driven ads, problem-solution ads, and credibility ads. So if we focus on the action-driven ads first. So for the action-driven ads, in the first 3 seconds, you want to get their attention, and you do that by presenting your offer and calling out who you want to watch the video. So as an example, we're looking for 5 students who desperately need an A or A star in A-level biology so that they can secure a spot in top programs like medicine or dentistry. So once we actually have their attention, we then need to convince them on the process and show them that we're actually a credible source. So here's exactly how you show the process. First, we assess your child's current skill gaps. Then we personalize a weekly plan and check in every 7 days with live tutor feedback. This is you basically explaining exactly what you do, how you get results, and why it works. And then another statement: unlike most tutoring programs that teach generic strategies that barely scratch the surface, we laser focus on what actually matters, from building a deep conceptual understanding to mastering the exact exam techniques. Again, here you want to make sure that you stand out from every other tutor. That's all we're doing here. So once you have their attention, you've explained to them exactly why it works and how it works. You just need them to do something now, right? Now here it's very important that you only have one next step. Don't be vague. Don't give them like 3 options like follow me, comment this word, and then click something, right? Pick one. Usually it's best to just stick with click the link below and book a free strategy call. This works across pretty much every single subject and exam. So now we go into problem solution ads. Here it's the same structure, because with everything that you put out, not just ads but also organic content, you first need to hook the viewer. But it's a little different here. Here you want to call out their pain point. You want to lead with pain. So as an example, if you see your child is pouring their heart into A-level biology studies, but no matter what they do, they're just not improving. Or most students don't fail A-level biology because they're lazy or dumb, but because they aren't effectively focusing their time on the thing that matters. Let me explain, right? So here you want to build curiosity, like what the hell is he gonna say now? And you also hit a pain point, meaning there's an emotional connection to the video now, meaning they're gonna watch. So body, again, explain process that will solve the pain plus credibility. So show your process. First, we assess your child's current skill gaps, pretty much the same thing as earlier. And then unlike most tutoring programs, we do something different. And then again, a CTA. You want to always have a CTA when you have an ad, because you always want them to do something. And again, don't give them 3 options, give them 1, tell them exactly what to do, right? For example, click the link below, book a free strategy call. And then lastly, we got credibility-driven ads. And here, again, first need to hook them, you need to explain, then you need a CTA. So here the hook is slightly different. This is how we got Sam an A on his A-level biology in 12 weeks. Or interview, I scored an A star on my A-level bio in 12 weeks, and I couldn't have done it without you, right? You just want to show results, you want to show a transformation. And then in the body, you make them relate with the before state and trust you that you're the right person to get them to the after state. Before the program, I was really struggling with X. I was losing confidence and I felt completely lost. But in the first 2 weeks of joining, I already knew exactly what my weak points were and exactly what I need to improve. Finally, I felt like I could do it again, and it gave me much more confidence. And then again, you need a CTA. You always want to tell people what they should do. Now, I hear a lot of tutors saying that parents won't pay my subject or won't pay for my exam. There's no way we're going to get people to pay this much. And the reality is that you see your local tutors charging $20 to $40 an hour, and you assume that premium pricing is not possible because you're surrounded with all your competition, and usually they're all average, right? And they all think that their subject is different or that their exam is different. But the truth is that if you build a whole system around your tutoring and you make sure to tell people exactly how you're different and why, and you have proof to back that up, parents will happily pay you $1,000 to $5,000 for you to teach their kid and to get a good score on an exam to get to a good university. We are changing people's lives here, right? How well they score on the SAT or on the A levels or on GCSEs is probably going to impact their whole life, like literally. People will happily pay you 1 to 5,000 US dollars that you can reliably change the trajectory of their whole life. Like, it just makes sense. One thing that most tutors mess up is that their ads just look ugly. I speak to a lot of tutors that have worked with a coaching program or a marketing agency that specializes for online tutors, but then their ads for some reason always look like this. Like, you can't expect to grab a trash can and a marker and just write, "I will help you with math," and expect people to want to buy from you. You literally have a trash can with words on it. Like, nobody's going to want to look at that. Versus if you actually have a professional setup with professional editing and it all looks good, you look a lot more credible. You look like an actual company, not just a kid who wants to tutor, and people will trust you way more. Now, if you want to have a really good video editor, literally all you have to do is just go on Fiverr. Just look at a couple examples. It's really obvious. Like, everyone's going to see the difference between this and this. Just look for this and get someone, pay them $20 to $30 to edit your video. And please take it seriously, because nobody's gonna take you seriously again if you're using a trash can to advertise. It just does not look good. Now, I know a lot of you don't really know how to set up ads. That's why I'm gonna go step by step exactly what buttons you need to click to actually launch your ads campaign and make it profitable. So when you're launching your ad, you want to select a leads campaign, right? Just click on leads, click on continue. After that, you want to choose a campaign setup. Now, we want to choose manual leads campaign setup because that just gives us way more control. Now, all of this that I'm about to show you has been tested of hundreds of thousands of tutoring specific ad spend. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. Just click exactly what I show you and you're gonna have profitable ads. So after you chose the manual leads campaign, you're gonna be taken to this. So here you just wanna select instant forms, right, in the conversion location. After that, you wanna select your budget. Now, a lot of people have a belief that you need to spend thousands and thousands on tutoring ads for them to work. That's probably because you spent $300, $400, $500 on ads before and you didn't really get any students, which I can understand. But usually most of our clients start with $20 per day. And some people were able to get up to $15,000 in contracted revenue from new students coming in. So trust me, $20 a day is more than enough to start off and see what's working, and then you can pour more gas in the fire later on. You really don't need to come out the gate swinging with $2,000, $3,000, or $5,000 of monthly ad spend. So for the region of launch, you just want to select whichever country your students are from. Keep this simple. If you're in the US and your students are in the US, select United States. If you're in the UK teaching GCSEs or A levels, most likely 99% of your students are from the UK. So just select the UK, right? Just select whatever country most of your students are from. That's it. Don't overcomplicate this. For demographics, you want to choose 35 to 55 years of age. Now, there's only one reason we do this. You see, if you don't select 35 to 55 and you leave this open, you're gonna get kids, you're gonna get students. And unless you're targeting something like the MCAT or LSAT, where the students are actually like 20 to 25 years old and actually have some money, most of your subjects and exams are gonna be with 14, 12-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds. These kids don't have money. Don't target them. You're gonna get kids on your sales calls. They're gonna want something for free, and they will definitely not send you thousands of dollars to teach them. You wanna speak to their parents, okay? So it's super important you select 35 to 55 here, and make sure this is not ticked on. It's automatically gonna be on. Turn it off, because if you click this, this is gonna be used as a suggestion, meaning Facebook's gonna go outside of this and you're again gonna get kids. So for interest, you basically just wanna list out a couple of things that you think those parents are gonna be searching on Google for or interacting with on social media. In this case, if we're targeting the SAT, college, higher education, legal education, medical school, SAT exam. But here you definitely wanna tick on use as a suggestion, because some people won't be searching for these keywords but would still be a very good customer. So you don't want to restrict Facebook here, so turn this on. And then lastly, we have placements here. So you want to select Facebook and Instagram, and then for placement controls, select Facebook feed, Facebook profile feed, Instagram profile feed. I'll just show you exactly what it is. You can pause the video and tick all of these on, just as I have. This was tested in multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars of tutoring ad spend. So don't try to reinvent the wheel. Just copy what I showed you right here and you're gonna get results. So then we come to creative setup. Here, you don't want to turn on multi-advertiser ads. And there's only one reason to this. If you've ever used tutoring platforms, you know that on those tutoring platforms, you are shown with every other person that teaches the same subject, and people are just gonna go with the cheapest option. This is exactly what this does if turned on. You're basically gonna be shown alongside other competitors. We don't want that, so turn that off. And then in the destination, you wanna click on Create Form. So here's exactly how you set up the instant form. Most importantly here is that you turn on conditional logic. And again, there's only one reason for this. We really don't want students on the call, right? So this is the last resort that we have in place just to double check that we don't get a single student on the call and we only speak to parents, right? This again doesn't apply to LSAT and MCAT, but pretty much everything else, you don't want students. So here we just simply ask a question, are you a student or a parent? We got two answers, one is student, other is parent, if they're a parent. End page for leads, if they're a student, end page for non-leads. And if you have any other qualifications that you need from the leads, just add another question and disqualify people that answer with an answer that you don't want. So then we get into ad copy. Now we get into ad copy. The reason ad copy is important is because it allows you to further target exactly who you want to engage with the ads and who you want to buy from you. We want to structure the whole ad copy so that the most ideal type of parent shows up to the call and becomes a lead. And the reason why most tutoring ads don't work is because nobody goes this deep. No, everybody just does surface level ads that look like this and then they don't work out. So here's exactly how you do ad copy. We got primary text, headline, description, and a call to action. So primary text. Here, same as with the ad script, you need to hook them in, you need to explain, you need to add credibility and a call to action. If your team wants a shot at a top tier school or competitive career, medicine, law, engineering, here's why most students are stuck. List out why, then some credibility. We've helped hundreds of students crush the SAT and we only take 5 students per month to keep their quality high. And then lastly, a CTA. Click learn more below to book a free consultation and get your team on track for that 1500. And then after the primary text, we have the headline. So here you want to list out their desired state, you want to list out some urgency and FOMO. That's pretty much it. Desired state, secure 1500 on SAT or a 9 on GCSEs or an A on A levels. Medicine, law, engineering starts with 1500. Urgency, don't miss out this month's enrollment deadline. Guarantee your team's college future. And then FOMO, give your team the best possible chances at securing the future they deserve. And then we have the description. Now the description won't be shown most of the time, but here you just want to add some urgency. So only 5 spots left this month. Book your free consult before they're gone. And this is exactly what it all looks like in action. Primary text goes here. Here's your actual image or video ad. Here's the headline, here's the description, and then here's the call to action, just so you know roughly what that looks like. So once we did all this, the only thing we need to do now is publish the ads and then monitor their performance, right? So here we have 2 examples of 2 video ads, right? This one spent $470, this one spent $95. So one has a cost per lead of 10 and one has a cost per lead of 12. So if we were just to look at these metrics, you would probably turn off this one because it's more expensive. But the reason why we need a tracking sheet and we need to know the numbers is because a lower front-end cost doesn't necessarily mean a better ad. You see, if we actually look at the back-end tracking sheet, we will see, okay, video 1, video 2, $12, $10, right? But then if we look a little deeper, okay, this one has a slightly cheaper cost per call than this one, right? But then we look deeper, and then this one has a 16x ROAS and has made us $7,600, and this one has made us nothing. So now if you want this exact tracking sheet, you just DM me tracking on IG and I'll send it to you completely for free. But I hope you now understand why it's important to track all your metrics. Show up rates, closing rates, revenue, ROAS as well. Don't just look at the front end metrics. Now, if you've never run ads before, all you need to do is follow this video, watch it 2 times, watch it 3 times if you need to, know exactly what I'm saying, and if you implement this correctly, you're gonna get results like Herges, for example, who never ran ads and then spent $700 and made $12,000, or Jared, who spent $2,000 to $3,000 and made $23,000, or Patrick, for example, who went from $5K to $180K per month. But if you already ran ads before, but they didn't work, the only reason why your ads didn't work is because you didn't take them seriously enough. I guarantee you, your ad copy wasn't as good as this. Your scripts weren't dialed in. Your ads probably look like this with red bars at the top and no color grading. And you definitely didn't go in depth enough and looked at every single metric and improved what needed to be improved. Now my team's probably gonna kill me because I'm giving all this away, because this is literally what we're using with our clients right now. People pay us anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 to build all this out for them, and I just gave it all for free. Now you've seen the entire process, from the marketing to the scripting to launching the ads and to scaling them. This is the exact same system that has booked over 4,000 appointments and generate over 1.2 million for our tutoring clients in 2025 alone. And like I said, you can just take everything I've shown you today and build it out for yourself, for your business, and I guarantee your ad costs, your cost per call, your cost per lead is gonna be cheaper than it is right now. But if you want this whole system built out fully for you by someone who has done it before dozens of times, that's exactly what we do for tutors. So if you're serious about growing your tutoring business and you want to implement something like this to grow it, just click on the link below and schedule a call with my team, and we'll go over step by step exactly how we implement this exact system for your tutoring business.